Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Today is Tuesday, February 6th, and we'll be taking a look at what messages want to come in for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. So, as always, we'll take a look at the energy for the overall collective, and then we'll go sign grouping by sign grouping. So, yesterday was when Mercury entered into Aquarius, so I wonder if any of you had any sudden insights, that's kind of that energy that was being carried with it yesterday, with sudden insights and unconventional ideas or way of thinking about things. So there's had a little bit of that going on yesterday. All right, let's take a look at the energy. Overall, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and I think this came up yesterday as well. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is like some new clarity, new projects or breakthroughs. So like I mentioned, sudden insights coming in yesterday. The Four of Pentacles in reverse is this kind of sense of being generous and giving, but it also has that element of overspending. So when we were looking at it yesterday, it was that energy of just kind of like giving and giving and giving to a situation. So there was a little bit of, I guess, maybe overdoing it. And then also with our Three of Wands in reverse, overall energy, like there's an element of clinging to the past. And so there's some frustrations that are coming on there, so it's a little bit of that stagnant energy. And when you put that with this Four of Pentacles in reverse, sorry, I had an alarm on there. With the Four of Pentacles in reverse coming in, there's also that sense of, you've been doing it for so long, like giving and giving, and it's kind of leaving you with that feeling of being stagnant, but you do have some clarity and some breakthrough that's coming up here for you. So that's a good, positive piece that's coming in. So now let's take a look grouping by grouping. So let's start today with our earth signs and see what messages want to come through for you. So for our earth signs, that's going to be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what messages the divine has for you. The Tower in reverse. So, although usually these, I just pull them one direction, but the Tower. So either way that you're looking at it, when it comes in reverse, it means that you are opposing positive change, like you're desperately clinging to something that needs to go away. If it's upright, it means the Tower is coming, like this change is coming in. So there's a little bit of that, or not a little bit, a huge amount of that energy coming in for the earth signs is that, you've been doing the same thing over and over and you're getting kind of frustrated and burned out. You're clinging to the past. And so some of the messages that had been coming in, and I think some of this was over the weekend as well, when the Tower in reverse was coming in as the energy for the whole collective, it's this idea of when it comes out in this housewife deck, it's a Jello mold. And so it's kind of like desperately trying to keep an upside down Jello mold from crumbling. You're not going to be able to do it. And so the idea there with the Tower coming in is divine is trying to bring you a better experience. They're trying to help you level up. And so you have to let the Tower moment happen. If you're desperately clinging to the past and really trying to keep something in place that the universe is saying to you, this doesn't need to be in place, it's just going to prolong suffering. It's just going to keep you looping, as opposed to learning the lessons, having respect for the fact that that lesson was coming through for you, and then moving on. Your jumper card, conclusions are within reach. Absolutely going with the Tower. You're right there at the end of learning this lesson. And I pulled a card as well, since this was a jumper card, and a new start is coming. So in order for the new start to happen, though, the Tower has to happen first. So you can't just build something new on top of a structure that's dilapidated and a building that needs to be condemned. The building needs to be torn down first so that you can build on clean ground, so to speak. So that is the message that's coming through loud and clear and you're having a breakthrough related to that. Like, I guess I don't really need to keep doing this. Like, you'll keep doing it until you realize you don't have to keep doing it. And that's the breakthrough that's coming through, is you don't have to keep doing this. All right. And your card here is you're stronger than you realize. So with the blues here, yes, it's going to suck. Usually tower moments do. Remember, though, tower moments often come out when you've been resisting these changes and these signs that have been coming. So we're going to take a look at the crystal deck, but I just wanted to show this. This is my new crystal that I got yesterday. It's blue kyanite, and so that is all about communication and balancing and clearing your chakras. But that was a pretty color of blue that's going with the tower and that card, you're stronger than you realize. All right, and then we have Earth Anchor, Earth Vortex, Platinum. Empowerment, remembering your legacy. For your legacy, what is it that you want to be remembered? Do you want it to be remembered how you rose up to the challenge in life, and you know, even if something bad had happened, you rebuilt stronger and you made a better future for yourself? Or do you want to be remembered? Do you want your legacy to be that your whole life you were constantly, desperately clinging to something that wasn't meant to be for you? So that is the message that is coming through for our earth signs. Let's take a look at our water signs. So that's going to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And let's see what is coming through for you. The Star. So the Star is all about hopes and wishing, and so there's that level of optimism that's going with it. So even though you're kind of frustrated and burned out and you're clinging to the past, there is this hope that's coming in with this Ace of Swords. There is that hope that's coming in with this new clarity, this new breakthrough that you're having, and that's really giving you some direction there, because you've realized that what you've been doing is not working. So the part that stands out to me in here is the greens that are in here, like the border here on the greens, and then like the mops and brooms on the greens, and then the greens behind them. So even though that situation has been exhausting you and you've kind of been over committing, overspending, and overspending can be money, time, energy, other resources. Even though you've been overspending, there's this sense of hope of, wait, I have a new idea that's coming through. There's this new clarity and breakthrough, and that is what is driving you forward. All right, your Moon card, you and your loved ones are safe. Sometimes when people are in these repetitive patterns where they're not happy, it's because they've been telling themselves that they have to do it for the sake of somebody else. Like, if we're talking about like a relationship, they're staying in a relationship because, what would my kids do if I left? And I'm not talking about like horribly abusive situations, things like that. I'm talking about like regular dysfunctional relationships. Oh, I can't leave because of the kids. I can't leave because my partner can't stand on their own 2 feet, and there's that sense of I have to stay because of somebody else. So this card is, if you knew, and this is new moon in Cancer, but it says you and your loved ones are safe. So you'll be okay. You'll be okay, but you need to choose the path that's the right path for you, and do that knowing that your loved ones are safe. And this card is, you are closer to your goals than you think. And so that has a lot of the greens in it as well. So this hope, this optimism, and I had mentioned this in the earth reading, but this is the crystal that I had on my crystal deck. It's a new one. It's this blue kyanite, and it's this really beautiful stone, and it's good for communication, balancing your chakras, intuition. So it's about throat and third eye chakra. So let's see what crystal card comes through. always feel like it's awkward to shuffle this way, but this deck is just slightly too big for my hands, so I have to shuffle it end to end. Ancient Chi, Tibetan Copper. Activate strength and life force. So yes, you're strong. You can do it. Do it with the knowledge that your loved ones are safe. So usually I look at colors, but for whatever reason, this stood out to me. This, Cancer with the crab there kind of reminds me of this picture here in the middle. So you are safe, water signs, and you're closer than you think to your goals. So just have that extra courage and keep that hope and that optimism alive, and you and your loved ones will be safe. All right, now we are on to our air signs. So that is our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's see what message is coming out for you for today from the divine. The moon. So, and today some of these are coming out in reverses, and I know a lot of times I don't necessarily, read the reverses. But yeah, so we'll take a look at the moon card. And the moon is all about like what's happening by the light of the moon, what's happening in the dark of night. And it has to do with lies or trickery or misdirection. And this can either be other parties lying to you or you lying to yourself about a certain situation, because maybe it's easier to lie about a situation to yourself than it is to kind of face the reality of it and say, yeah, this is the situation I'm in. Like, maybe it's something that's been there for a while and this exhaustion here. And it's like, yeah, I've been feeding this situation and it's not getting any better. So sometimes it is the lies that we're telling ourselves. So let's see what other message is coming through. But I think that you're going to have a breakthrough as it relates to that. With those reds, you're going to have a breakthrough as it relates to kind of, I'll call it, cutting away any of the garbage, of any of the lies that have been coming through. And this one was have faith in your dreams. So this can either be a representation for you of pay attention to what's happening in your dreamscape. If you don't do it, have a dream journal where you can jot down a few notes. I find it really interesting to go back and look at mine. And if you're not already doing a dream journal, something to consider is, I feel like once you get up and start moving, almost instantly, like all of these details just disappear. So I found that if I'm laying in bed and I don't even sit up, more so like just roll over and hit the alarm and stay laying down and try to jot down notes, you get a clearer memory of what your dream was about. Because even if I just sit up and take a drink of water, 80% of the details are gone. So it's interesting to go back and look and see. Some of it too, when it's talking about dreams, it could also be like hopes and goals and aspirations, like those sorts of dreams. And it's interesting because usually the main color that sticks out here in this card is the red from her shirt, the red from up above. But with your dreams, there's purple in here too. There's purple in that structure around her. So keep that in mind too. So thinking about how that integrates, like don't tell yourself lies about your dreams. If, maybe you say, oh, I'm just never going to have a job that makes me happy. Whatever. I don't care. But believe in the power of your dreams. Of if whatever your dream job is, like don't tell yourself those lies about it. You can have it. You just have to figure out how. So it's not a matter of just, oh, well, I can't do it. It's a matter of rephrasing that in your head. This is going to be hard, but how can I do it? So anytime you're feeling trapped in a situation, rather than telling yourself, I'm trapped, whatever the trappings are, instead of saying I'm trapped, you can tell yourself this is going to be difficult, but how am I going to get out of it? And when you ask it as a question, how am I going to get out of it? The mind hates unanswered questions. And so it will start thinking about, okay, here's ways that I can get out of it. All right. And then their heart isn't in it anymore. So you could be telling yourself a lie about a relationship, and that's the clarity that's coming through. So something to keep in mind as you're looking at your whole situation and observing, have you just been putting in lots and lots of effort and they're not putting in any effort? If that's the case, the lie that you've been telling yourself is that, oh, well, if I just try a little bit harder, if I just do this a little bit longer, that could be the lie that you're telling yourself, because all of these reds kind of lining up there, maybe their heart isn't in it any longer, and having faith, like keeping the faith in your dream of, yes, I do want love. If this is a reading about love for you, it could be about something else, and their heart could be the drive, but the way it comes through is that it's about a relationship situation. All right. And so I've been saying this in the other readings too. So this is a new crystal that I got. It's blue kyanite, and that's about throat chakra and third eye chakra. And so it's all about communication. So this, and this goes with, Gemini is one of the signs that is encouraged to work with this, with Gemini and their communication. So communication is key here. All right. And then healing generational patterns, leadership, action, and stamina. And that has a lot of this kind of bluish purpley. I'll put that in there too. The bluey purpley. So healing these patterns. And for you, your generational pattern might be, if you're unhappy about something, you don't say anything about it. You just kind of keep working and you keep putting in the effort, and that idea that, oh, just keep putting in the hard work and the effort and everything will come around. And, it's leaving you exhausted by putting in all this effort. So look to see in your dream space, are you getting messages from your ancestors about what is this generational pattern that you need to heal? And what are the lies that you're telling yourself related to this generational pattern? All right, last but not least, we have got our fire signs. So that is our Aries, Leo, Sag. Message for you for today is temperance. I don't remember if this one came up for you guys yesterday as well. So temperance is all about finding that balance and finding that harmony and being patient as well. So you're going to be having that Ace of Swords, that breakthrough, that clarity coming through. But you have to have patience. Communication is key. And I actually just said that in the last reading with the Gemini. So whatever your situation and your struggle is right now, communication is the key. So don't expect other people around you to read your mind. So make sure that you're communicating effectively with the people around you, so that way you can move yourself through this lesson rather than looping and doing this lesson again. Sit in the stillness and a new path will emerge. And I love it with the patience card because, okay, so most of these spray paint cards that I did have a little bit of a different, like this one, you can more clearly see the color differential. In this one, it's kind of more like blurry, and it almost reminds me of his shirt. So that whole idea of sit in the stillness and a new path will emerge. So being patient and kind of having that balance and not having this preconceived idea of the only way forward is this. If you just sit in the stillness and have that patience, you'll get some of that clarity. You'll get this Ace of Swords clarity. And, with Mercury having moved into Aquarius and having that energy of like sudden insights, that's something, it doesn't just happen at the exact moment. There's lead up and there's trailing out of that energy. So you're probably still going to be sitting in that energy. And I know there is some more other energy like that. So like on the 9th, we have the Aquarius new moon, and that's about starting to make some beneficial changes in your life. And so these paths will emerge for you. All right, let's take a look here at our crystal for you. Citrine and Aqua Aura Quartz. Confidence, self-esteem, and expansion. So as you start communicating your ideas, you're going to get that expansive energy. You're going to get that sense of like confidence and self-esteem that, yeah, this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. But a lot of that is that connecting to you, connecting to your true self, and then communicating that with others around you. So, as always, take only what resonates from the reading. I hope today's reading has been helpful for you, and there will be some new videos posting on the page, so make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification if you want to be alerted as the new videos post. Otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time, bye-bye.